Everyone, hi, good evening, I am just getting ready for everyone to connect. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Emma. Can you hear me? Hi, Emma. I'm fine. This is really a live that is really showing everybody the real reality.
Oh my God, of Canada life.
Yeah, Canada life, abroad life, you're
I
always on
know,
the move live. Can
you're
you hear
always
me?
always on the move. I can hear you. Yes.
Yes,
How are you today?
always. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Well, thank you.
It's
I
so
like it
good.
when I'm the only one at home. I always like it when I'm at home alone. Sometimes
I
just
know,
gives
it's
you
just nice.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's very nice because it's a good thinking time. It's a good time to just think and reflect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm honestly, I mean, you and I were talking about this live. How is it going to be? And I was saying that, look, this is just us gisting, and
yeah.
this is not even us making it. I mean, creating it because literally we had been talking about this live for the last, I would say, 3 weeks,
Yes,
and
please.
then
Please.
and then reality of on the move abroad. We had planned the live, and then my daughter's teacher says, "Oh, there has to be a class today," and I'm like. I have a meeting.
Oh my
So for anybody that
God.
is wondering why I'm sitting in a car, this is the reality of living abroad. You're on the move.
On the move.
And I
There's so much
said
to
I'm not
do.
gonna cancel it. I just told Emma, oh, we'll start can we start 30 minutes late so
Yeah.
I can drop my daughter? But even though I'm sitting in the car, everybody has 100% of my attention, and
Yeah.
that's what I want a listener that's gonna watch this video to know. Yeah. So how are you? So tell me, how are you?
Um, um, I would say I'm doing well today. I'm excited. I'm going to go out for a hangout after the live. I have a phone call to make after the live, and then I'll be heading out to relax with my friend. It's
Okay.
I would say stressed up during the week because of all the
Yeah.
to-dos, the reading,
Mm-hmm.
I'm preparing for an exam. So it's a lot
Yeah.
of studying, coaching, working with different coaches, attending different Zoom meetings. So it's a
Yeah.
whole lot. You
Yeah.
can really feel overwhelmed sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, I know.
Have a balance. Sometimes I go out by myself or my family just to
Mm-hmm.
relax and catch a breath and then return back to
To
the normal.
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just take a break. I don't cook on the weekends.
That's good.
I make sure that we have just 1 or 2 meals or we eat out on Sundays. That's how I cope
Yeah.
with this.
That's nice. That's nice. And I think for anyone that is, I mean, I know that people are slowly going to be joining. For anyone that's watching today, we're talking about shining your light and starting afresh in a different country. That is the topic. And so for us, what I find, I mean, it's funny when we chose this topic, it wasn't one of those, what is the topic going to be? Myself and Emma were literally talking about it. And then we said, actually, we should do a live talking about this because I find that, and a lot of people that come to start afresh in a new country, most people are not, you're not in a like a new undergrad level, or you're coming, maybe you've made a name for yourself in where you're coming from, maybe you've reached a senior level point in your career, and then you're coming to a new country, new place with your family, coming to start afresh.
Yeah.
You're having to learn the new culture, having to learn everything new. It's a whole different ball game, a whole different step for me. I've been out of, I mean, my home country, because I know people are watching from different places. I've been out of my home country, and I've had to come and start afresh 4 years ago. In fact,
Wow.
last week was 4 years for my family and
Wow.
I. We moved.
Congratulations.
I literally, yeah, it was 4 years. I know,
That's
four
wow.
years.
What
Yeah,
a joke.
4 years where I literally took my family, and it was different for me because I mean I've lived abroad before, but having to start afresh with children and all of that, it's unbelievable. Now I don't know what it is for you. I know the challenges I face, but I also want you to tell me. Let's start from there. Like, how has that journey been, and how long have you been away? And has it starting afresh? Has it really been easy?
No, it hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been as bad as the stories we hear for me. You know, everyone has a different experience based on how you left. So we came through the study route. So I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to for the study, but my school in Nigeria delayed to send my transcript. So my husband had to
Wow.
step into the picture and say, you know what, I'm going to go. So if your school is not sending your transcript, taking almost a year or 2 years to get the transcript,
Wow.
the delay was unbelievable. I was so
Wow.
frustrated and tired. I later got the transcript, but already my husband, the love you welcome. Already my
Hi.
husband started applying to come for study. So if you're coming through the PR route, fantastic. There's no much drama. You come in, get a job, start your life, and all of that. But if you're coming through education, it's different because you're going back to school. You know, you're already a grown up. If you're in your 40s, you're going back to school. After the school system, you get your work permits. After work permits, and you stay for a few years, and then you get your PR. So it's a whole lot of processes.
Mm,
But I would say one of the things that made it easy was because I just had a very positive mind about relocation because I
mm-hmm.
knew that if I came into this country with fear, so we need to do away with fear
Absolutely.
because there'll be a lot of negative stories. So you need to be careful about the stories that you believe and the stories that you internalize and accept. So don't accept fear. So when I came in, I saw the environment. I just had a very positive mind.
Yeah.
Trying that I could help myself. It was really tough. The most stressful is domestic work because you don't have nannies, you don't have housekeepers. You can afford to
Yeah.
hire them, but it's a lot of money for a newcomer. You want to settle down before you start outsourcing that. There's nothing wrong. You can get your housekeepers, you can get a nanny service if you need one. But we didn't need anyone. My daughter was 8 when we came in. I think
Mm-hmm.
she was 8 years old. She was 7 plus, going to 8, I think. So and then we're in the school environment. We got a house in the school environment. The schoolhouse was really big, very nice, beautiful environment. The most difficult part is getting a job. The kind
Mm.
of so I got a job as a PM after 6 months or thereabout, almost towards the end of
Wow.
the job. Oh, no, it took a while. I got a job towards the end of the first year. It was a PM job. I was very excited
That's
and all of that.
PM is project management. Yeah.
Yeah, project management, yes. So I think for me in Canada, you work for the money. Like you feel the impact of the work. If you get a job, you're going to really like prove yourself, on that job. But one thing that really stood out for me was that having a purpose for living in Nigeria really helps you. It helps you with having a healthy self-esteem in the middle of
Absolutely.
all of that protected me from all the pressure. I went through the pressure of housekeeping, cooking, reading,
Yeah.
attending classes back to back, Zoom meetings. So those are the part I would say wasn't so cool. So I would encourage that if you're coming in before you leave Nigeria or any country, get all the certifications, get all the necessary education you need for the type of job you like, so that
Yeah.
when you can deal with other. The relocation already has its own workload.
Challenges.
You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to add your you don't want to add maybe like my husband came to school. That's different. He came for masters, but I didn't come for masters. I just joined him as his wife. So I would have prepared myself better,
Better.
getting
Yeah.
getting more I prepared myself, but it was not enough. So when I came, like,
Mm.
okay, get more certifications to add up to what I already had. So that's what I would say. That's my first
Yeah.
experience. Like, I could
Yeah.
say I could talk more, but I wanted to ask another
Yeah,
question.
but I think for me, even beyond career and all of that, I like what you said. What I find is, um, and this is the question people ask me, that Dotun, it's almost like it's easy for you to restart again anywhere you go. And I'm like, it's not really that easy to restart. It's like, oh, it's almost easy for you to find your feet. And I say to people that for the first 2 years when I was here, I was literally hibernating. And I mean, in terms of this topic, which is really shining your light, you see yourself as a positive, light driven person. You want to live your life, you want to live with purpose, you want to, you just don't want to be ticking the boxes and making the money. So, like you said, you will get a job. So for me, there's that struggle, right? So even when I say to people that, look, the first two, I mean, I remember 2 years, I was literally hibernating. I was studying, I would say I was studying the land, I was observing the land, because every country has its own culture, every country has its own style. And you, even if you're relocating from South Africa or wherever, or Nigeria, you also have the kind of way you do things, but it's not the same thing when you get to a new country. For instance, if you get to France or Canada or America, it's not the same thing. So literally, what you have to be able to do is, first you have to understand the land. But then, like I was saying to Emma, beyond understanding the land, I know you have some dreams, and yes, you will get frustrated because you're going to be like, what I'm doing, I'm just making money. God, how is it going to how am I going? I want to live a fulfilled life, a purpose-driven life. And what I say to people is, you have to put those goals before you. You have to put them before you whilst understanding the land. But I really want you to speak to that, being able to go beyond. Yes, now you've got a job, being able to say, look, I want to live, I want to shine my life. I want to live purposefully. Is it even possible to live purposefully
Yeah.
while living abroad? Because what we hear about people living abroad is, or
Exactly.
starting a new life is, no, you can't live purposefully. You just have to do what you have to do to get by. I don't agree with those things. Is that even proper? Is that even possible?
Okay. For me, I think the purpose thing would keep you have the tug in your heart,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you have purpose. And because I'm a Christian, God already told you certain things during time of prayer,
Yeah.
prophecy, through things that God has spoken into your life about what you should be doing with your life. Because you're going to give account of your life at the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not going to die, you will live to see Jesus come in the sky. You're going to be
Mm-hmm.
raptured. You're still going to give account.
Absolutely.
This is how I live my life. So there's some kind of gift everyone has. Everyone watching me, you have an amazing gift that God has given you. It might be a service. It could be in business as well. It doesn't have
Absolutely.
to. So I knew that there was something that I'm supposed to be doing, and that thing was just in there. So what happened is, as I met people day to day, they tend
Mm-hmm.
to put that gift. I tend to use it in my
Mm-hmm.
community.
Mm-hmm.
So I started organizing free coaching services, free coaching classes.
Fantastic.
I started
Mm-hmm.
helping people discover their purpose. I helped a couple develop a new book. They had 2 books, and I think 3 books right now. I gave them the strategy to write the book, how to start up, how to do, how to get people to support research and all of that. So I kind of found that gift was there, even if I was in a
Mm-hmm.
new country. The gift of helping people
Was
to discover their
there.
talent, their greatness was still there. And I said, okay, you know what, don't kill the gift. Don't kill what you already have. Still
Mm-hmm.
get a job, but still find a way to pay people to run the business. So you can pay people
Business.
to support you, get a virtual assistant, even before you leave Nigeria, get a virtual assistant, tell the person your goal or your dreams, social
Mm-hmm.
media manager. It will cost you money, your dreams will
Money.
cost you, but it's a sacrifice. The money that you used to buy nice wigs or travel or do, you put it into the business because you believe in
And you,
that vision. So
because these
those
people are virtual, so
that
that it may even save you some money,
yes,
which
yes,
makes it,
yes,
yeah.
yes. They're virtual. And then ask yourself questions. What are your unique strengths in this country? Maybe you have a gift that is not sellable at the moment. You have to rediscover yourself again.
Hmm.
You have to discover new talent, new skills, and even new services that you already know that you're looking down on. Some people
Yeah.
start cooking. They're caterers, but they were never caterers in Nigeria. You
Absolutely.
know, now they're cooking and they're making a lot of money from cooking. Some people make hair. I know my friend, she's a pharmacist, she makes hair and she's making money from the hair making. She doesn't like it. She's like, oh, I'm not a hair maker, but I'm like, see people trooping into your house to make their hair every
Yeah,
time.
I
You know,
agree. Mm-hmm.
you have to find out what you like. So I found out that coaching was something I liked and public speaking, and I liked to preach the gospel.
Yeah.
So those were natural gifts that God has given me. So when I came to Canada the first year, I continued with the gift around
Gift.
my community. So from there, you gain
Fantastic.
more confidence to now start packaging the gift and say, oh, I do this. Hello, pay me for this. This is what I charge.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So really what you're saying is that there has to be the opportunity to volunteer. There has to be the opportunity to give
Yes,
back.
I did a lot of
You can't,
volunteer.
yeah, you can't just assume to yourself that, look, I'm in a foreign country, I mean, nobody knows me.
Yes,
And this is something that I also say that you have to find a way to integrate.
sure.
You mentioned something earlier on that if you want to settle in a new country, it's not about looking for people of your kind and saying, oh, if this person is not South African, I'm not going to talk to them. If they're not Ghanaian, or I'm not going to talk to them.
Sure.
No, you have to find a way to literally integrate into the system. And it doesn't have to be in your workplace. It can start from as little as going to the gym and going out of your way to meet people at the gym, or or even doing something that
I
maybe
joined the
going.
forum.
Sorry.
I joined the platform called the forum. I forgot to add that. So
Yeah.
I joined them, and we had once a month physical meetings.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
So
Once a
we
month
meet
physical meetings. Yeah.
we share our ideas, we share
Oh
where you from
wow.
Nigeria, and then we brought food, we brought snacks, we'll take pictures, we'll eat together, we'll talk about our businesses, we exchange
Oh yeah.
cards. From there, I developed relationships from there. We
Oh
hang out together
wow.
for
Oh
dinner
wow.
and all of that. So that was
Yeah.
how I broke out of my regular, just being within my own circle of
Yeah.
Nigerians that I knew. It's good to have
Yeah.
good Nigerians, but it's not good to have just Nigerians in your
I
circle of
I
network. You
agree.
need to
Yeah.
expand the network if you relocate. It's
Yeah, I
very
agree too. I agree. And the funny part is I also find that people start to say I'm forgetting my dreams, I'm forgetting my goals,
yes,
or you know what, it just almost seems like I'm not being fulfilled.
true.
That fulfillment. I say to
Mm-hmm.
people sometimes you can't get out of doing what you need to do, but that fulfillment has to come from enjoying the things that you do, right? So for instance, if there's a particular, like I remember recently, you know how it is abroad. There are not a lot of old, like access to old people, being able to. I like spending time with old people. It's something that I realized. Yeah, because I find that you learn a lot of wisdom from spending time with them, right? So and then I realized that, I obviously my parents are late now. When you're abroad, you don't have that opportunity for family,
True.
older uncles, older aunties around you. So I
True.
told myself that, okay, if I'm looking for this, being able to help people, being able to give back, maybe I
Yeah.
should find like an old people's place where I can volunteer to and tell them that I can do some of these
Yeah.
things, and they would gladly, gladly, literally take me on and say, oh yeah, that makes sense. So you also need to be open minded
Okay.
on the possible opportunities as well. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with you because I had a coaching session training old people. They're not like here, they call them old, they're 55, they're wearing jeans, they're
Yeah,
funky.
yeah,
They were 60, they were 70. I'm like, what? You can't be
hmm,
70? No way.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I'm 70. This is what I do every day. I go 2 hours walking and all of that.
yeah,
What I did was we organize coaching sessions talking about their goals, their productivity, help
yeah.
them. We create fun sessions, we do therapy together, and they were so happy. It was really terrific. So
Wow.
find a way to give back. I really love the experience. In fact, I go there like I'm getting paid. I get dressed, put on my
Exactly.
jacket,
Yeah.
my my suit jacket, dressed like I'm going to real work. And I told
Oh wow.
my boss said, "Even if you're volunteering, I'll let you go that day. Don't come to work. I like what you're doing."
Can you
So sometimes your
imagine?
company might not permit you to go off for the day you're volunteering.
Wow.
My boss told me then, said, "Eman, don't worry. If you're going to volunteer, just let me know the day you're volunteering. You won't be at work that day." I said, "That's fine."
Oh
So
wow. So that
sometimes it's
shows
a
you that
great
they
thing.
support it.
Yes, volunteering
It's
is very
organization
important.
support it.
Yeah, it's very important. And I think for me, you need to guard your heart.
Yes. Very, very, very
You
important.
need to shine, you need to guard your heart because there are a lot of discussions.
Mm, mm.
A lot of people are sad abroad. But you don't have to be sad. You don't have to because
Yes.
sadness will not bring anything to you. It won't
I
help
agree. I
you.
agree.
So if I feel stressed, maybe a night or in the morning or a few hours that day, next day, I'm out. Like I don't have the time to waste in offense or I would
People,
rather
yeah.
the conversation because for you to shine, you need to be emotionally balanced.
Ooh,
You
yeah,
need to be
my phone.
emotionally balanced, sorry, for you
Balance.
to you cannot shine when you're emotionally okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
if you're not protecting your heart, you're not guarding your space, you're not setting the right boundaries, and you're not wise, you would constantly be in a circle
And
of
you
offense.
burn out.
You burn out, you will be angry, frustrated, and overwhelmed. You're not able to regulate yourself. You don't have self mastery skills. When you're going through stuff, you don't know how to call yourself out of it. You don't know when your flesh is pushing you out of
Pushing you. I
boundaries,
agree.
pushing you outside the place of protection because you have a place of protection for yourself.
I
There are
agree.
times you have excesses. You need to know your excesses. What are your excesses?
Hmm.
So that you can call yourself into order and tell yourself, I want to be aligned with this. You are
Mm,
the one that will
mm.
tell
That
yourself.
would.
It is
Yeah.
you against yourself, not anyone. It is you. Your mindset, the people you hang around, the things they tell you,
Tell
what you
you.
believe, analyze. Oh, Canada is this. Oh, Canada, don't allow them to spoil your mind. Some
No,
people,
no.
as far so that I get ready to suffer for a few years. And at that statement, I can see that experience in that person's life. And I keep
Oh.
praying behind the scene and say, Father, reverse that statement.
Mm,
Because I know that I came a few years ago, but there's been a huge transformation around my life and my family. And the person is like, oh, you need to really thank God for the things He's doing for your family.
mm,
You need to be very
mm.
grateful. God has really been faithful to you people.
Faithful.
And
Yeah.
but the truth is that it's the belief that you have that you
Have.
experience.
Very important.
It's the belief. Nobody's going to come and give you a belief. You have to build the
No.
belief through the Bible, the Word of God, your place of prayer, and the
Yes.
kind of books and the kind of friends you keep. So you might
Mm-hmm.
not have a big circle, but it's fine if you're in the right
Yeah.
company.
Company.
You must go
Oh,
out of
right.
your way to hang around people that think positively. If you're not thinking positively, you
Mm-hmm.
need to be around those positive
Positive
people. You need to
people.
make
Yeah.
an effort. Pay them if you need to pay them for assets. If they're mentors, coaching, tell them you want them to coach you
Coaching.
on arrival. On arrival, tell them to coach you on arrival. So you can have a coach for your mindset. You can have a coach for your career and your resume. You can
Mm-hmm.
have a coach for your body, your wellness, your food.
I agree. Yeah.
Make friends within those
Those
areas,
areas.
and then yeah,
I think
spirituality.
so.
That's
I think so. And the truth is, I completely agree with you. And even in terms of, when they say starting, I mean, the topic starting afresh, shining your light, one thing, and there's a good book that I know that says, shine your light so much that for men to see,
God of love.
So I say that shining your light may not necessarily be about the
No,
compensation, but shining your light is also a lot of has to do with peace, peace of mind, guarding your mind, that is out of it flows the issues of life, guarding
no,
your mind and saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is my decision here. This is, being able to be assertive. You
hmm,
have to be
hmm,
assertive and say, okay, this is what it's going to be, and that's what it is.
hmm,
If you are assertive, certain decisions will become easier.
hmm,
Certain decisions will become easier because you're assertive about what you want to achieve in terms of your goals. So if you're coming in and you're saying, oh, I'm starting from the beginning,
yeah,
like I said, write your goals down. You may
right
have
in
taken you 6 months and you're finding that, oh dear God, it's 6 months. I haven't achieved anything. What am I? The best way to know if you've achieved something is if you take little pictures of all the journey, the little things that if you achieve when you came and as well where you are right now. Those
yeah,
pictures are like a little reminder for you.
true.
I don't know if you
I agree.
understand.
I
Those
agree.
pictures that you have created in your memory are a reminder for you in those weak moments, in those down moments, when you feel like, oh, what am I going to do now? Those pictures are a good reminder for you.
True. I can totally agree. Pictures really help you remember, and pictures are like testimonies. They're like life
Yes.
testimonies of what God has done for you. I
Yes.
think I spoke to a woman who lives in Ontario. She's been in Canada for 25 years or 20 years, and she
Oh,
says she
wow.
feels very new. She feels new in Canada, that she's
Yeah.
learning every day. She's still learning. There's so much to learn.
Yeah, there is. There's so much.
It's important to go out of your house. Go out,
Yes.
make an effort. It's not easy for me because I love to work from home on the phone. My
Yes.
business is online, having so many calls, Zoom meetings here and there. So most of the time, now somebody wants to go out. So I still try. I
Yes.
do cinema once a month.
Yes.
I do
Oh, my
cinema once
phone.
a
Yeah.
month.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
try. I'm trying to connect to the community center. We have sports. There are lots of activities you can take part of, so that will help your mind.
Exactly.
If you don't cost so much, pay for a gym. It's not even that's not even a luxury. If you can pay for
Yeah.
gym, it will help you with your mind.
I agree.
So your body, your wellness, and write down what you want to achieve. What has God called you to do? Is it your own goal or someone else's
Oh,
goal?
yes.
Don't
Write it
copy other
down.
people. Don't copy other people. If you do
Have
well,
the
copy
right
people.
perspective.
Yes. So
Yeah. See
there's
things from the
something
right perspective.
exactly like I'm not in accounting. I'm not going to go crazy now and start, working as an accountant overnight. It takes a lot of journey out. I've had the accounting background,
Yes.
no, so you need to find that thing that you do so well, do
Well,
uniquely, and then help other people solve that problem, and then you
yes.
do so. Oyima is here. Welcome, Mr. Oyima, Minister Oyima.
Are you
So he's an
typing?
amazing person, such an amazing guy. He is. I went to his LinkedIn one day and I'm like, whoa, this guy is so passionate. He's so brilliant, I would say.
Fine.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rima.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's one person that I think he came to study a particular course, but he's really like integrated into technology
Yes.
so beautifully. And I was telling someone that this is, you know, someone that should be an inspiration to a lot of Nigerians here as well, or you might,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And he's also serving with his gift in the church here, the minister. So if someone in tech is working during the day and on Sunday, Saturday, he's worshiping God,
Absolutely.
singing and all of that. So these are the kind of things you can do as a volunteer. You don't have to
I
necessarily have to
agree.
volunteer inside your gift. You know, you can volunteer in church, you can support a ministry here and all of that, and
Ministry there. Yes.
also nurturing children. But you have to take a course where you teach children in Canada. They call it Plan to Protect. It's a 3 hours course
Of course.
before you
Oh
can.
wow.
Yes,
Oh
that's what they do here.
wow. Oh wow. I think that I think also one thing I'm picking up on it, it's important to do your research. You know, if
Yes,
anybody that is just joining, just note that we're having a conversation on, starting afresh and shining your light in a different country. That's what we're having a conversation around. Myself and Emma, we've known each other for years. We have very mutual friends.
very a lot.
And I would say that we were at a very high point in terms of our careers, in terms of even our passions that we
Yes.
do when we decided to up our bags and leave. We didn't, and then we got here and then we reconnected. And one thing I found when myself and Emma reconnected was, and that's something I always say to people, you see, this is very interesting. And I've had my mentor say to me that a, a um what did they call it? A torchlight.
Yes.
If a torchlight goes to America, it's still a
Hmm.
torchlight. If a torchlight goes to, what do they call it,
Hmm.
wherever you go, you're
Hmm.
still a torchlight. You're
Yeah,
still going
that's
to
true.
do the
Yeah.
same
Hmm.
function as a
True.
torchlight.
True.
So what am I saying here? If you are being true to who you are, and this thing has literally woken me up, you can see me
Hmm.
coming out as myself. If you're being
Give it.
true to who you are, if you're being true to who you are, in other words, so like my pastor said, everybody saying, "Oh, I'm starting afresh." Don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
If you were a light where you're coming from, it's only a matter of
Just
time.
give
Because
yourself
you
a
are who
chance.
you are, you will
Yes.
begin to uncover. You will
Yeah.
begin to become who you are. Do
Yeah.
you understand? You begin
Yeah.
to unfold and uncover to who you are.
Yeah.
And that's why don't be scared. I remember when I first came, the first 1 year, because I'm used to being active, I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
I'm having to study the land. It's in
Yeah.
seasons. If you see some of us that were finally, we're settling into a new company, we're coming out now. We had seasons when we were just some quiet because we're trying to understand the land, understand where we're at. What are we doing here? What did God send me to do here? Where am I going to find my fit? For instance, if you are a project manager in South Africa, project manager in
Yeah.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
what is that title called here? But my
Yeah.
point is that a torchlight is always a torchlight. If you're a light shining person and you're a very positive person, it's only a matter of time if
Hmm.
you're true to yourself.
Hmm.
So don't try and change and become a lantern or a candle.
No, good.
Be true to who you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And guess what? Before you know it, you will begin to manifest in that space. Take your time in terms of where you are at. Take your time. Understand the land. Pray about it. Put your goals before you. Put a lot of your goals before you. Have a lot of perspective.
Hmm.
Like what I said, have perspective. Don't just what's the word? Don't just say, "Oh, I'm here. I'm just here." No, everything. And I want to touch on a very significant topic, and I just don't want to touch on it. But I was saying to one of my mentors this week that if you're a Christian, you probably will understand this. Immigration, moving, restarting again. When if you read the Bible, it's a very big. It's part of God's agenda. I know this is not a Christian, but it's part of when you read. When people make mistakes, when God is giving them a restart, it's like the first thing he does is he moves them out.
Hmm.
So don't think that, oh, you know what, what am I doing here? No, when Adam and Eve made a mistake,
Sure.
the first thing he did was he repositioned them.
Yeah.
When God wanted to bless Abraham, the first thing he did was reposition him. When there's so many people like that. Even Joseph,
Hmm.
it took a lot of reposition him for him to fulfill his purpose as prime minister. Even Jesus, let's not even go there,
How to
had to be
live
repositioned.
as a baby.
He went from as a baby. There was a lot of repositioning. But guess what? Jesus was still Jesus wherever he went. And that's my
Wow.
point. Don't get frustrated by where you are and saying, oh, you know what? I don't even know what I'm doing here. No, a torchlight will always be a torchlight no matter where you take it.
Can
And
be
I'm going to
produced.
pass.
Like another told me,
Yeah.
another about a movie he watched many years ago, and it keeps reminding me of that movie that a very rich man, a billionaire, him and his assistant, they had a plane crash. It's a very popular movie, but I don't know the name. I'm sorry. He tells me the story, and they got into
Yeah.
the jungle. This rich man has been reading books, has heard
Mm-hmm.
about how to kill a bear. He has read books and studied, watched documentaries about a particular tribe and how they kill bears. And they encountered animals in the forest when they had the plane crash. And his assistant was so scared. He didn't have the confidence to even go through what they were going through. He didn't have tenacity. He wasn't resilient. And I can say this for a fact is that it's not necessarily if you're not an ajabota, it's really about what is in your mind. So the rich man was able to
Absolutely.
kill a bear. I think he killed another very big animal. And the assistant was like, how did you do that? I said he watched a documentary and said, if those people in that local tribe can kill a bear, he can kill a bear as well. He just believed in it.
Absolutely.
He didn't even know in his lifetime he'll be found in a forest with no water, but he was able to survive in that forest and came out alive.
Oh, wow.
So the story is that it's not about whether you come into Canada with a lot of money or you come into Canada as someone who's just starting from scratch, but you really have to have the right mindset and you need to have the strength and the diligence because you go through things that are like, whoa. So one thing that happens to me when I go through experiences that are not aligned with who I am, there is who you are is inside you. How you are raised. Hi,
Absolutely.
Dan, my friend from the UK.
Oh, wow.
Who you are is inside you. There's God has put something inside you. God has put there's a grace of God inside of you. When you are maltreated, when you're treated poorly, that thing will tell you to give you pim 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 pim. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. So you either decide to keep quiet or speak up politely so that you can be treated well, even at work.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. Speak up correctly. So it's okay. Speak up. A lot of people want to
But
shout.
for our non-Nigerians that are connected, so us, okay, we just speak up. We just
Speak
mean
up,
speak up.
So if you're
Yeah.
going to shine your light in a new country, you cannot be a doormat. You cannot be a person that people take up because a lot of people will take advantage of you because you're in a vulnerable situation. You're new in a new country. People love, and you talk about shining your light. Light is first kindness, purity of heart.
Mm-hmm.
You're not shining your light just because you dress well. It is your heart. It is the position of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
It is the way you see people. It is the way you receive people
Mm-hmm.
before you give the service. People have to embrace you first. So how do you perceive
Absolutely.
people? Do you see them as or do you see them as they're not my people? Or do you see them,
Yeah.
you categorize them and
Hi,
then treat them
Pastor
differently?
Moses. I see Pastor Moses. I'm just saying hi to him.
Hi. So
Hi.
and then when you have kindness, purity of heart, and diligence, and a healthy self-esteem, then you can shine expressly in
Yeah.
any
Any
community.
place. I agree.
Diligence is hard work. Your personality, how you think about yourself, that God has put something inside you and that you're unique and that you're blessed already. You're not trying to
Yeah.
get blessed. You came in blessed, whether you have
Yes.
in your pocket or not.
Yes.
So once you think well about people, you wish people well, you love people, you give people won't take advantage of you. So the light
Yeah.
will attract wolves and will attract sheep. So how do you manage those situations as a person who is in a new country? You want to really, really do well. You want to
Yeah.
shine. You want to express yourself. You want to share
So
your gift to the world. You need to know how to speak
please.
politely without conflict.
I agree. You know, it's funny that you're saying this because last week I had an experience that really made me sad. It was kind of like a misunderstanding, you know. And I'm not very good with confrontations, you know, but for me, what it taught me was like what you said, you need to speak up. There's a
Yeah.
lot of I find that when you're in a new country or in a new environment, there's a lot of because you're dealing with so many cultures, so many people, there's a lot of preconception about, oh, this person is this particular skin color and this is how they should behave or something, you know. But what I find, and this is also speaks about shining your light, what I find is I say to people that I am here to re-educate people about people. I'm here to re-educate people. So for instance, when I meet somebody,
I
they have a preconception and then they're like, you're different. I'm like, yes, I'm light. You have to understand I'm different.
love that.
And guess what? You know, so when that thing happened, I mean, the preconception meant that the person had assumed that that's what happened. But I then sent a message and I was like, oh, I'm sorry that this is what you thought happened. That's not what happened. And then the person was probably surprised that I was the first to apologize and be polite because they had thought that I was going to be very aggressive. And I was like, no, you don't behave that. This is the right. I'm here to educate you that.
Right
So
here to
this is
do
also your opportunity when you find yourself in a new land, in a new place. It's your opportunity to re-educate people and be able to say, I am light. You know, the first message is, I am light. If you understand that you're light, when you go to your children's school or you're in your workplace, I remember one of my first few jobs, in fact, this was even a professional job that I had to do. And I remember my boss wasn't very kind to me. And I remember, and sometimes because you're in an environment where you don't necessarily have to carry a sticker on your head and say, oh, I'm Christian. No.
yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, they say, you know, they say by your fruits,
Shall we go? Yeah,
by their fruits, you will know them.
yeah,
So it's your kindness, it's the way you speak to people, the way you treat people, the way you interact with people that will make people know there's something different about this person.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
something different about everything that they stand for. So I remember in that workplace, the person wasn't very kind to me, and I then had to email our own boss,
yeah,
and funny enough, our own boss who was senior to us was an immigrant, and I then said to the person, "Oh, that this is what happened." And guess what?
mm,
I was so touched when our own boss apologized on the person's behalf and said, I thank you for bringing this to my attention. That shows that you you are here to educate people, but not everybody sees things from your point of view. So that being said, what I mean is you need to be very forgiving of people.
I think
Okay. Hi.
that's
So you
it.
need to be very forgiving. So for anybody that's just joining, we're talking about restarting, shining your light, whether in a new country, in a new place, because both of us have had to experience restarting.
Yeah,
So the point is you must be very forgiving. You must understand that you are here to re-educate people. You must understand that a torchlight is a torchlight, whatever you take a torchlight to. So
sure.
don't try and change your
Yeah,
form. Just
yeah.
let the light of God shine through you. And
I like it.
also let your seed, it's not about saying, oh, I'm Christian, it's just on my sign. In fact, that's what we even make people think, oh, run away from you.
Yeah,
Let your seed show led by their fruits you would know them. This is this is your chance to educate the minds of people. I don't know
I love
if you have
it.
any other thoughts to
I
that.
like the forgiveness part. The forgiveness part, because a lot of people are shy to speak up in a new country. They don't want to offend their bosses. I knew one of my colleagues. She was not very pleasant the way she spoke to me, and she went and reported me to my boss by herself. And then the next morning, my boss told me, and I told my boss, I said her approach wasn't appropriate. Sometimes they're shocked that you're speaking that way, that you know your self worth, you're speaking confidently, and then your English is even clear, and then you're trying to explain to them. They're like, yeah, that's true. I don't think it's okay. When they know that you know, they
Yeah,
respect that you know, and then you're not aggressive about how you approach people. People would respond kindly. They might not
yeah,
like you, respect you going forward, and you can continue the relationship. You don't have to break all the bond bridges all over the place. You will have conflict to people in a new country. If you're going to shine your light, you might be late for an appointment. Somebody might not be happy because you're late. You need to explain to them nicely, and maybe
before, yeah.
before. There are many things that you're going to be learning about yourself,
Hmm.
and so
Hi, Rahila.
I
I'm
had
just saying hello to Rahila.
and I
Yeah. Hmm.
say that you need to take care of your mental health. If you're struggling in any way, don't act super.
Hmm.
Speak to somebody. A lot of parents are struggling with their kids. So for me, we kind of shut down a particular play. My daughter used to go out to play every after school. But when I noticed a certain behavior, and I'm like, no, this is not you. I think you're being exposed to someone. But the thing is that when you see them playing, it looks so innocent. You can't see any exchange during the playtime. Just like when you have Bluetooth, sending a document through Bluetooth in the past. You can't see when the Bluetooth is moving. You can't see when calls and
Even hot
connection. You can't see
spot, like hot.
exactly
What do they call it now? Is
what
it hot?
anything.
Yeah,
You see
airdrop.
when it's on the
Yeah,
swing, just talking here and there, and all of that. In those little moments, the girl was already telling my daughter about sex, about this, about gender, about that, lesbianism. I'm like, really? But you know what? I just noticed just one behavior. She was refusing to do something, and in a way that I'm like, okay, from today, 6 months from now, we'll leave this environment. We're moving to a new place. You're not going out to play. You play when I take you out. I'll be there when you're playing.
yeah, playing. Yeah.
to really make some decisions. They might be hard because when they come to knock the door on a day-to-day basis and say, "Can you come out and play?" and I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this is reading. I'm sorry." Those are tough decisions to make, but it will protect your
Your
child.
child, yeah.
That early stage, the child has to settle into themselves, understand them. So before you can release them, when you're releasing them, make sure that you're around. You're going for basketball, be around the corner. You're playing basketball. Don't release your kids because everybody releases their kids in your neighborhood. Every child is running over the place. They are so free. It is that freedom that causes most of the challenges that many parents are going through. So you need
I
to start
agree.
cutting that. Okay, let's do this together. Like my husband took her out this morning. He's in this car. Most parents are waiting in their car. I'm like, why are you all waiting in your car? Come back home. See the house. We're living very close. Why are you? I say he likes it. He watches TV in his car. He's not missing anything. When she's done, brings her back home. I'm like, okay, if you like that, I wouldn't do that. Everyone is different because that's the class. That's a proper class. I will leave my child in the class. But if you're going on a play day, we're going together. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No sleep. So for new people who are coming in, a lot of people are so easy. Everywhere is so calm. Everywhere is so happy, like heaven. Oh my God, people are so nice. You
Hi,
might
Miss
get carried
Bookie.
away.
I
You
say
might
hello
get
to
carried
you.
away.
Miss Bookie Thompson, say
Don't
hello
get
to her.
carried
Yeah.
away. Don't get carried away. And then you need to be more prayerful than you've ever prayed because you're in a new territory. You need to
Yes, you have
establish
to
your
be. You have to be. Honestly, I can't even. You have to be that one. You have to be.
You need to fast once a week if you can. If you can fast, take out time to consecrate yourself. And you need to be don't be ashamed of the word of God. If you have opportunity to win souls for God, you're not just here to make money for your family, you're here to build God's kingdom. So whichever way you can give back by small groups, helping people, youth or whatever. Just try and give back because you're not just here to collect, you're also here to bless.
I
and and I would say if you're coming as a married person, there has to be a certain level of understanding of why you're here together as a couple
mm-hmm,
because a lot of marriages are struggling here, and it's because many people coming from Africa have that bossy mindset of
mm,
wanting to continue the bossiness, if there's a word like that, with their spouse. So the men don't want to support with house chores. So make up your mind if you're a guy watching this that you're going to help around the house, you're going to help the school run. It's not like Nigeria where you abandon all the workload on your wife to do and
mm-hmm,
then just pay the bill. Paying the bill is not enough here
mm-hmm.
in this country.
I agree.
You need to support your family and you need to help with homework. So if you cannot help with homework, and a lot of parents are paying Nigerian
Mm-hmm,
tutors, they also homework, mathematics, and other subjects. They teach them on Zoom on Sundays once a week.
mm-hmm.
So please look for other friends in your neighborhood. Ask them who is helping their kids with their maths and English. Maybe you can also support by paying the fees for the math lesson. That will really help you balance things out.
Yeah,
I'll
I
say,
agree. I agree. And so I think what we're really saying is it's possible to shine your light in a
also,
new country. It's very possible.
be organized. You
Uh,
be organized. You need to be organized.
yeah, and I think that's a big topic for you. Actually, let me say this to you
So we have
because
another one.
I'm gonna hand you the baton on this organized. You see, it's funny because this is me. Obviously, I grew up in Nigeria. I've lived in England, but honestly, I had to understand
So,
when you live abroad, organizing. You have to be organized. You have to walk your time forward. Like if you go somewhere and you're 5 minutes late, for us Africans, 5 minutes late is like I'm even early now. Like
one hour, I
I'm
just
even
come in.
are you joking? That's 5 minutes late
Oh my
is a
God.
big deal. Like 5 minutes is a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that you have to get yourself organized. You have to know. Like in fact, 2 days ago, I was doing something. I went to
Mm.
speak to my daughter, and she was like, "I'm so organized." And in fact, I think my husband is always like, I went to speak to my daughter, and then she was like, "Oh, I have a rule. During the week, I don't go to the supermarket
Oh, nice.
because I feel like it throws me off balance.
Yeah.
Because the moment, I mean, I have a routine from home to activity, from activity home, my bedtime. I know my bedtime. I know everything. Everything is organized. So I don't go to this. I mean, if I must go to the supermarket, it must be like it's urgent, right? So my daughter was like, "Oh, mommy, we need to go to the market to pick up something, something." I just said I turned because I've fallen into that trap before. I was like, "Look, there is a rule. Friday I can go to the market. Saturday we can. Sunday I can go, but I don't go to the market Monday to Monday. I mean Monday to Thursday because I have to be organized. Like I don't want to be tired because that's another thing I hear a lot of people talk about, and I'm going to pass this organized baton back to you. I hear a lot of people talk about being burnt out abroad.
Yes.
You're burnt out because there's so many things. Hi, there's so many things you're doing. You're juggling domestic, children, family, career. You want to climb up your career ladder. So
Mhm.
people are talking a lot about being burnt out. And honestly, let me just say this. I'm not even lying. If you're going to
Mm-hmm.
live abroad, there are two things you're going to have to do that will help you not be burnt out.
Okay.
Your time with God is like important. Like you can't find a way. If you're a Christian, you have to find that time. Somebody said to me there isn't traffic over there, so lateness shouldn't really be an issue for Nigerians there, or like those that settle there. Well, lateness should not be an issue, but some of us, you get here and you just realize that when they tell you something is four
Your
o'clock,
body.
you're used to getting there. It's at 4 o'clock is when you're getting up to brush your teeth and say, "Oh, they said it's 4 o'clock." You can't do that here, you know. Anyways, so people get burnt out. I'm talking about people, but Ayo, thank you for that comment, honestly. But people get burnt out. I'm saying, in terms of not being burnt out, you need to prioritize the time with God, and then you need to get yourself organized. Get yours. I need to highlight, underline that word. Get yourself organized is the key to not being burnt out.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Abroad. And I will let you, because you're the queen of talking about organizing yourself. And then
So
obviously, by the time you prioritize, like
first
I
of
pick my
all,
battles.
First of all, I suffered as well. So don't be deceived. I suffered a lot when I came in. I was trying to live up to the expectation of Nigeria. Nigeria, we had very high standards of living. From
Yeah.
food, my daughter had different smoothies every meal in Nigeria. So I was trying like, how can I meet up? Oh, meals have to be different. They have to be different morning, afternoon. You can't just be repeating food up and down. No, 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 no. The variety. So I see a lot of moms say, "You have me. That you're trying. You're a good wife." One lady say, "Ah, you're a good wife." I'm like, "How am I a good wife?" Because I gave my husband pork and this and that. He's like, "Oh, I don't do all of that. Oh, who has time for all of that? Eat whatever is available. Jollof fries. That's what they'll give you. Or pasta. Otito." I laughed at. So for me, everybody, it's not even about my husband. It's about me. So what is your own life standard?
Yeah.
So I knew that my was affecting me. I was hurting myself. So because I want things to be nice or presented well. I want to eat well. I also want to enjoy my food. So I also make the effort, but I was burnt out all most of the time. But until I got this idea, I said, nobody's forcing you. Your husband didn't give you ultimatum to cook any of this food. You're the one doing everything. So I now said, okay. So I can actually not cook on Saturdays, sis. Today I might not cook today. I'm going out.
Yeah.
So the day I feel energetic enough, I have enough time, I prioritize cooking for that day.
Yeah.
So today I did not cook. Normally I cook on Thursdays. Okay, I do house cleaning on Thursdays.
Fantastic.
Thursday, yeah, Thursday evenings I do all the house. He can help as well. He does arranging. I do vacuuming. He will help with other things, putting things together. He's a big fan of this shouldn't be here, that shouldn't be here. So we support like that, right? So on Fridays cooking starts, preparation for the weekend, right? But I realize that sometimes you have other things that are important, not only cooking. You have friends, you have other engagements. So that weekend that I know that I'm occupied, I don't cook that much. We just eat whatever is available in the fridge. Then I can move the cooking to Monday or Tuesday, and that cooking will be very mild. You can just make only one meal. Another day, another meal. Before you know, you've packed up like 5 meals in the fridge. You do it. We can do two per day. So I started spacing things out, prioritizing things. But there's a system in place. The system mostly is the routine that you have. Your routine, like what she said. She said that your time with God. She said that
Yeah, it's very
your
important.
shower time or gym time.
Hmm.
Now, I haven't perfected, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't established
Um,
a concrete routine for my workouts. Concrete. I have not also established or followed the routine of my meals yet.
I
But
agree.
there's a system thing. Okay, the
Mm.
system is that I might not make because I'm the only one eating rice with my daughter, so I'm not gonna make like when I came, I would make big pots of rice like I was in Nigeria, and I realized that we're not many. How many people here? So these people are not really eating. Even at this pace that I'm cooking, they're not eating at the pace.
Yeah, and
I'm
you're the
thinking
only
they will
person
eat.
eating it. You're the
Exactly.
only one.
I'm the only one I'll be putting on weight because the other ones are just eating, like little, little, little. So I said, okay, I have to reduce the way I cook. I can make a lot of beef, pork, fish, different things, meat, and just keep them and just watch them go on for 2 weeks. So you're not cooking every day. Don't be
Okay.
deceived. So number two, what is the system for the children? The children is most difficult. Sis, am I lying or saying the truth? Kids. So they would want to escape from the routine. Just catch them back. Hey, go back and put the
Yeah,
bed
like
back.
my daughter.
That's all
Hmm.
of them. That's how. My daughter, can you get the affirmation book over there, please? Who are you? I'm one with Christ. Okay, thank you. So, what's the memory verse? So that routine is ongoing. Every morning, I arrange the table the night before, the Bible and the information book. Your earring purse is a big purse where that has a small earrings. Because when she came, she, I don't want to wear earrings. Everybody wasn't wearing. I said you are different.
Yeah.
You put your earring, yeah. So you won't tell me one day that, mommy, I feel like you dress well. So I had a, yes, so sister me. So I had a routine that you will look presentable, you will look
Yeah.
neat. If everybody's not dressing neatly and well, you will not join them because that was not the standard that was not the standard you had before you came. So there's a Ziploc bag with hair stuff. I put it in the kitchen cupboard because it's faster for me.
Yeah.
And then
Hi, adorable,
everything is
adorable
just
kid.
around the house. Everything is just organized. There's a routine. I have my routine on the fridge. So write your routine on your fridge. You buy that thing from Amazon. It's a sticker. Write the month, the date, all your goals, and write the routine for the children. Let the kids read the routine back to you. Let them understand their routine. Where they keep their shoes up when they get back. How they hang their jacket and zip up the jacket properly. They know where to keep their jacket. They know where to keep dirty shoes. They know where to keep clean shoes. They know that their bedroom cannot be untidy. If they keep it, call them back. Don't give up. Hey, pick up that
Yeah,
bag. Thank you.
I agree. Don't give up.
So, for me, there's a system that is running. It
Mm.
just runs. Everybody knows where things are kept. They know that we don't allow this, so we don't. Everybody agree. So you and your spouse, if you're living alone, agree with yourself. What system do you want to create before you meet your partner if you're single? Then if you're married and you have a child, agree with your wife and your children or your husband, vice versa. Then if you're watching me and you're a single lady, agree what kind of life do I want? Because a
Mhm.
lot of single ladies say that there's no guy, no toasters, no husband, but they're husbands.
Yeah, and you know that that speaks a lot about what we had spoken about, surrounding
Yeah.
yourself with the right
Like it-
people. You need to surround, and
exactly.
I think we had talked about it before,
Yeah.
surround yourself with the right people. Whether it's and please, please surround yourself with the right people doesn't mean oh everybody must come from the same village, the same country. You are even I mean you need to integrate, you need to make friends, like we said, go to the gym. Surround yourself with the right people, be open-minded. God made everybody. God, what's that song we used to sing in as children? Jesus loves everybody. Red,
Yeah.
orange, white, and green.
Yes. So I think organization is planning and writing it down, and someone is trying to reach me. Let me just tell them I'm on live. I'm on live, so I can't talk now.
Yeah, but
So
okay. Mhm.
I think the organization is writing the things you want to do down, and everybody know that this is what you wrote down, and everybody agrees to what you've written down. Everybody follows through that process. If not, it will be chaotic. The house will be chaotic. The work can be overwhelming. Even laundry is work. So for laundry, I introduce her gradually. She does the sorting of her own clothes, but she doesn't sort mine. She just carries them into my bedroom and keeps them there. But she
Mhm.
sorts her. No, why? I've taught her how to hang them. This is for t-shirts, short sleeve, long sleeve, trousers, jeans. Everything is organized. This is how you put them. This your drawer for pants, drawers for socks. Once you do all of those things, the person will follow through. But if there is no
Mm.
system, it will be very
Yeah.
dirty. So for
Yeah.
vacuum, you can vacuum once a week. If you don't want to do that, hire a housekeeper. thirty
You know,
dollars a month and $30 Mary. Just
but
pay
you know
$25.
this cleaning thing. I want to talk about it because this one, and I know we're nearing the end of this life.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a clean, like I'm one of those people that I can literally wash my bathroom every day. I can sweep my house every day. But you know something?
Yeah.
The one day I felt like somebody just said to me, "You're living abroad. Do you understand that there is no dust? What this thing that you're doing this in Nigeria because maybe because there is dust.
Just
And I
dust.
mean abroad, for instance, where I am, when you come into people's houses, you don't even come with your shoes. You leave the shoes outside.
Yeah, leave the shoes
So
outside.
it's like nobody's bringing shoes into your house. Yeah, there are not that many visitors. You vacuumed yesterday. What happened? So anybody that is joining us, we're just talking about starting afresh. Living your life, shining your light where you're at. You can always come back to the
Yeah.
light. But I learned that the hard way that I need to maximize my time, right?
Mm.
So that bathroom you washed yesterday is okay. Like those little things. Like that's how you maximize your time. Or the floor
Mm.
you vacuumed yesterday, there is no dust.
There's no dust at all. Oh my God.
So
I'm
but I mean, as have you been able to message the person?
yes, I have. I'm done now. Sorry for the distraction.
As we round up, I just want to be able to, and because I know that you are someone that is really focused on organizing, getting organized, you're a project manager. I really want you to just leave, final nuggets for somebody that's going to come back and watch this. And I know I saw something that you're doing and I really like it. I saw that you're doing that business owners can be accountable to you. So I know that you're open to coaching and stuff like that. So maybe for somebody, maybe all they need to do is book a session with you, such that talk you through about their ideas that they have, and know that one day it will come to reality. You
Yeah.
know, for me, I found that, and that's what people say to me, Doctor, you have been here. It's as if you have just picked up and carried on. And I say to people, no, I had 2 years of quiet,
Yeah.
nothing. I didn't do anything. Working quietly, life is in seasons, and I still go through my seasons. But I just want you to, if, what would you say to Emma if Emma was coming, let's say when you came, that would really prepare her for this journey? And I think that's what somebody needs to hear here.
I think I'll tell if I was the one coming in and not been to Canada before, I'll tell to prepare for her certifications before she leaves so that she's not overwhelmed with so much work. Relocation has a lot of responsibilities. You don't want to arrive and have too many things on your to-do list that are critical to your growth, your career growth, because you want to earn a living. Oh, that's the love of me. So someone just sent a question. Can you speak? Okay, yeah, that's my friend. Can you speak a bit to persons who just arrived in a new country and are evolving or rediscovering themselves afresh? Maybe also pivoting a career wise or seeking higher purpose or recovering from grief. Yes, I'm going to share something on that. Please, let me just round up on this one. So I'll tell that don't have too many important goals pending.
Mm-hmm.
Attend to the most important goal, and that is knowing what industry and what do you need to strive in that industry. Do you have everything it takes to thrive in that industry? If you don't have everything it takes to thrive in that industry yet, you have some things, but they're not enough. Go and get it, pay for it, spend time. Don't be overwhelmed with the packing, the relocation stress. Focus on what is the most important thing is one, your secret place to hear from God, what God is saying about the new country. Number two, spending time with the right company who would coach you, train you, equip you with everything you need to thrive in that industry, in that land. Number three is consistently find someone you can talk to. You need
Very
people you can
important.
share that will not judge you. So if you cannot share with your friends, if you cannot share with your siblings, you cannot share with your loved ones, you might have to get a therapy or a therapist or a counselor or a pastor that is kind enough, a pastor that has, you know, the time to talk to you anytime you have need to, for. Sorry, so sorry. My husband is calling, but no problem. I've called the call. I'll explain to him later. So number three, if you're going to a new country, number four, if you're going to a new country, don't hide yourself. Make an effort.
Do
Don't hide
you know what,
yourself.
Emma? I want you to pick his call, and that's the reality of living abroad. I want you to pick the call,
Okay,
and then I
wait.
will keep
Maybe
speaking.
they want me to
So I'm
come
I,
and hang
I'm
out. No, I'm actually let me take this call.
no problem. I'm
They
gonna
actually
answer the question for this person that says, can you speak a bit to persons who are just arrived the country and are evolving or rediscovering themselves afresh, maybe pivoting career? I would say to them that, look, like what I said at the beginning, I hope that you guys can hear me. What I said at the beginning is, if you're a touchlight wherever you go. I had to pivot careers, as I came into a new country. Like I said, I had took 2 years of hibernating. And even in my 2 year period of hibernating, now I dealt with a lot of grief. So I dealt with a lot of grief. In the 3 years I was here, I lost my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my mom in that 3 year period. Right. I like, it was back to back, all of them, like 9 months of each other were just passing, and I couldn't travel. And shortly after my mom died, 2 days after, I had a baby. So I was dealing with a lot of grief. But one thing that helped me was I surrounded myself with the right people. I was also very true to myself. I kept asking myself, what do I want to be doing right now? What do I want to be doing right now? I will try something. If I don't like it, I will stop it. I surrounded myself. I'm a Christian, so my faith was very important. Going out to church was very important to me. Worship music was very important to me. I also pivoted careers because it was in this land I discovered that my writing gifts. So in my season of quietness, I dug up the gift of writing, and I said it's time to start using this particular gift, which is writing, which is embracing. And it is in that rediscovery of myself that I was able to overcome my grief. So it was rediscovery. In fact, it was in that rediscovery I came out to start speaking a lot positively. I started the podcast. So that rediscovery helped me to overcome my grief. So I say that life is a journey, it's not a marathon, I mean,
Can
it's
you hear
not a
me?
sprint, it's a
Can you hear
marathon.
me?
Yes,
Can you hear me? Okay,
I can
great.
hear you. So life is a sprint. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. You're gonna have times when you're tired. Pace
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Pace yourself. But know this: when you're running a marathon, if you have good people that are around you that also run, if you have somebody that has stopped, the chances are you will stop. But if you have people that are just slowly continuing, that would inspire you to carry on. That's the power of a right company, right? And take a break if you need to. Carry on. But guess what? Like I said, immigration is in God's agenda. It's in God. God did not just send you here. God sent Joseph there for a purpose. All of us are sent ahead for a purpose. And back to you, Emma, to say the final word.
I think I learned something from J-Bombs, like if you take care of your body, if you're in a new environment, one of the biggest key I would say is find a way to exercise. Because when you exercise, aside the prayer, because a lot of us are very prayerful, taking care of your body would help you, spend time alone to think after prayer, to think about ideas, to gather inner strength from within that God has already given you. And do not neglect that little time of dancing, 30 minutes in your sitting room. If you can do dancing alone, if you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to spend too much money. And another thing is you need to be careful with certain people you've left behind. Not all of them should be coming into your new season with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you relocate and you're trying to settle and you're trying to carry everybody over with your journey. You cannot carry everybody into your new journey until
Mm-hmm.
you're well established like Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
When you're well
Yeah.
established like Joseph, you understand what God wants you to do. You need a team to support you. You need a new team. So you may say, oh, it's a lot, but you need a new team. If you're someone like you're married, you're doing a very big business in Nigeria, you need the same team to continue. You might still pay salaries when you arrive. You need your business to keep running. You don't want to shut down everything because you're coming to a new country. So please keep your business running. Have your team, have your personal assistant, have your social media manager if you had a business before. But if you don't have a business and you have just a career 8 to 5, then still get a career coach, a HR manager that can help you, work with you, build your confidence for interviews. So that when you're going for interviews, you sound really confident and you're able to defend yourself with your resume and all of that. So resume, revamping and all of that. If you don't know how to do it, you might have to outsource that. So don't delay and don't neglect that
Hi,
part because shining your light means that you're taking care of yourself, you're kind to other people, you're supportive, you're volunteering when you can. Don't get yourself burnt out trying to please people. Don't be a people pleaser. Be confident that you're not doing anything bad. Don't hurt people, but also don't be a people pleaser where you do things that you know that is not good because you want people to feel you're good. That's not the way God wants you to be. God wants you to live whole, make yourself happy, take care of yourself. You'll be stressed. The times I'm like, oh my God, who sent me? I joined a class this week and it was 3 hours for 3 days. And I said, I'm not doing that again. It was a good class, very valuable, but it affected my routine. It affected my routine this week. All the things I usually do in the mornings, I couldn't do them. And I said that was a good opportunity, but was not great for my own overall routine. I got burnt out. So you need to step back. You will learn. You make mistakes, you learn. You make mistakes, you learn. But please don't lock up yourself. Go out, go out, go out. Go for networking meetings. Join the network around your community. Go out of your way. Go 1 hour away from your house. Travel. Go somewhere and see other people. Relate, interact, learn, and read books. Read books. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, MM. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's joined. For those that are just joining, we've literally been talking about starting afresh, starting from a new place, a new country, just starting afresh and shining your light. So being true to who you are. Both of us have experienced it. We've had to restart again from a strong place in our careers. And we're still experiencing it. Let me put it that way. So we've not even
It's still a
arrived there.
journey. I'm still
I mean,
new. The newcomer.
I still I still call MM to ask for advice. I still call friends to ask
Yeah,
for
same
advice.
here. We chat with each other.
Yeah. So, I mean, feel free to come back and rewatch this. Feel free to connect to MM as well. She's a
I want
coach,
to drop one
project
word
manager.
about. I want to say something. Please find out about the city you live, the investment opportunities. Go to the bank. Just book an appointment with a finance and what they call them here, advisor. Says go and sit down and know what kind of investment you can start with. Even if you're a student, you came with a lot of money. You came with millions from Nigeria. You're converting into Canadian dollars. Start investing. No matter if it's $20 a month from that
Absolutely.
money you came to spend with. So start investing the money gradually because you will still spend all the money maybe on grocery, rent, clothing, and other things, and paying school fees. So don't even just look at it and say, oh no, I don't want to invest. I have this money for just for my upkeep. No, start
Yeah.
investing the money and know about real estate. You might not have $100 million or even $1 million to pay for a new house, but know the industry that you're in, the environment, the real estate. How does it work? So that when you start earning more money after your graduation, or if you came with PR, you know, okay, where should I buy property? Should I buy property where I live? So that you just need to know about so many things as a newcomer. I'm so sorry, it's a lot of work, but it will be valuable not to be ignorant. I mean, it's better not to be ignorant than just to, pay rent only, no information about how housing works. You need to know about housing, you need to know about tax, you need to know about your healthcare, you need to know about insurance, know about your investment, you know about a lot of things. And sports, there are many free sports locations near where you live. There are gyms around you. Find out how much the gym costs. If you can afford it, if you cannot afford it, then you start running, find a running body. Those are things that will really help you really connect and settle. And the most important is don't forget your consecration. It's not enough to just pray. You need to study the word of God. You need to fast and pray. You
Hmm.
need to use spiritual tenacity and faith. It is from your place of authority that you shine. You don't shine just because other people are shining. You shine from confirmation and from your conviction that God told you this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
You're not confident because you wear good clothes. You're not confident because you have a big house. You're confident because there's a conviction inside you that there's a seed God has put inside you to do something on the earth for people, for His glory, not for your
Yeah.
glory. So it's from that place of consecration, prayer, understanding who you are in Christ that you shine from. You shine from that place easily. And you go back when you make mistakes to God. God forgives you and restores you back and then pushes you out again. So that's all I have to say. Thank you
I
so much,
like
sir.
that. I like
And don't
that. I
forget,
like that.
she has new books. Try and buy her books. She has some beautiful books. She wrote three good books. And I
Four
think there are
actually.
four. Yeah,
Four.
exactly. I was wondering there's more than three. She has four books, so the books they're for children and even adults can read them as well. So you want to order them on Amazon for your kids. They're very, very good books. Talk about African leaders. Says talk about your book. Tell them how to get your book.
Yeah.
Says tell them how to get your
So
book.
you can get the books on Amazon. It's everywhere on Amazon, but whatever country you're. So basically, I retell the story of inspiring African people, and that is the point of this. You can pivot your career. I started this journey whilst abroad, so yeah. If you look for my Inspire books, or check on my page, you would see I've written a book about inspiring Helen, first Black president of Africa, female president, be inspired by MK, will be inspired by Fella. Find it anywhere on Amazon. So for me, it's just you can shine your light and start from where you are.
I love it. I love it. I'm just thinking about your books getting to Oprah, and people like big book clubs where people can read because those stories are very inspiring and they will inspire a lot of young people here. And it's
Yes.
from your place of belief and confidence that you raise your children. You cannot give what you
Yes.
don't have.
Yeah.
So that book is so inspiring because if you as an adult is not working on your self-esteem, you're not going back to the Bible, you don't believe what God say you are. God say you are blessed, you're fearful and wonderfully made. You don't believe it. It will affect your children as well.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of kids
Yes.
in Canada. I've seen many things that I never saw in Lagos. In Lagos, if you're going to a particular school in Ikoyi, everybody's somehow in that same social bracket. So the things I've experienced in Canada is different from what I've experienced in Lagos with the children. It's so different, and I'm surprised. I'm like, why? You get kids saying things like, "Why is your house so organized? Why is your house so clean? Why is your house so big? Why do you have all the things I don't have?" You don't hear that in Lagos because those kids are almost in the same
Yeah. Same
social bracket.
place.
Are you saying that? So if a parent is not making an effort in dressing their kids well, I'm not saying expensive things, just be neat, the basic, and you're not giving them good, healthy food. You're not encouraging them with the word of God, you don't spend time with devotion, you're not doing a good thing for that child. You might be overwhelmed. What do you do if you're overwhelmed? You're going through a problem right now, you're going through a marriage that's going through crisis. To set a routine. Routine delivers people. The child will not know that you are going through crisis because there's a routine in place that
In place.
delivers that.
Yeah,
So the routine is an investment for yourself and the child.
absolutely.
So please,
Absolutely.
please, let's work together as we relocate, we create a good environment. And there's something else I want to say. The caretaker that comes to the house here to fix things for us, he keeps making comments like, this is quite, you guys are really keeping this place. It's such a clean place. He keeps saying it over and over. When Dr. said things like, I'm changing the mindset, I'm making people know that this is how people from Nigeria behave. So you need to represent yourself. You're representing your constituency in heaven. You
Yeah,
have to represent it as well. Please. You're not doing it for anyone. Nobody's looking at you in Canada. You're on your own, in your
I
own house.
agree.
Nobody comes to see you all the time. It is for yourself and for the glory of God. Bye bye for now.
Thank you guys so much. Come back and watch the replay. Send the
And
replay
share
to
the
a friend.
video if you
I'm gonna
inspired
share
you
the video. I'm gonna be
so much.
collaborating with MM. Thank you so much. And reach out to us if you know that you know somebody that knows somebody that is around where we are. It's such an honor. My name is Olamido Obada. I am so excited to have been speaking to Emma. Emma also has been speaking to me as well. Thank
Yeah,
you so much, everybody.
for
See
your
you guys.
time.
Thank
Bye
you.
for
Bye.
now. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.